complete game in a lot of ways. Still some things for us as for areas of growth. Obviously, the turnover at the end of half was not a good look, but outside of that, I thought our team played really well. Big difference in third downs between our team and their team. Total yardage in a lot of categories. We won in a lot of ways. Really proud of the guys' performance, but excited about our growth. It's going to be a quick turnaround here for this next week, so we got to be able to put this one to bed quick and move on fast.
Starting back with Matt.
Just your thoughts on just the defense in general, holding them just to 6 points all game and the yards it didn't have.
Yeah, I thought after the first series we kind of figured out the rhythm and kind of figured out what they were going to be doing, and guys did a good job attacking them. Obviously, being able to control the run game early in that first half was really, really big. They had some more successful runs in the second half. I think they came out saying they had to establish it, and we were probably playing a little bit more for don't give up a freebie. So I thought the defense played their best game yet.
Front middle, James.
Any update on Terrence?
Yeah, I think Terrence is going to be good. Just precautionary from our standpoint, but he's doing well.
Far side, Max.
Coach, wanted to get some of your thoughts on the offense, particularly in the second half after a dominant first half. It seemed like it was a bit of a mixed success in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of those we punch ourselves in the foot. It also started with a really long field, at the beginning of one of those, starting backed up. But ultimately, I thought the offense had some really shining moments. We just got to be able to handle coming out of half and starting fast.
James, middle.
I think overall, Dylan's performance.
Yeah, I think Dylan had a really positive performance, excluding one play. I think he's continued to prove to be a really savvy quarterback. Did a really good job. I thought one of the things that was impressive with Dylan tonight is the way he utilized his feet when the first answer wasn't there. Did a really good job of that and moving on to the next look.
All the way in the back, Matt.
What did you just think of your attacking on the outside of the perimeter? What did you guys see there that felt like you could exploit?
You're talking offensively?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it keeps people honest, and when you're running the ball well, you get some one-on-ones out there. We got to block better on the perimeter. I think that's one thing that's really clear for us. But when you have dynamic playmakers, you want to get the ball in their hands and see if they can make one-on-one tackles. I thought they did a pretty good job of tackling on the perimeter tonight. We got to do a better job blocking.
Right here in the back row.
Coach, Tez had a great game tonight. What did you make of the way he played?
Yeah, I thought obviously you go watch the film, but thought there were some real positives from his game.
Far side, Max.
Coach, it seemed like a big game for Jeff, just kind of getting his legs back under him. Can you speak to his performance and just having that 2 deep at linebacker as you get conference play started?
Yeah, I think this is the first week that Jeff's really felt healthy. Had a great week of practice, and because of that, I think his performance really showed up. It's hard to be able to go out there and play on game day when you're not able to practice. He was able to practice this week. Bye week was really big, but certainly a leader for us. Dynamic when understanding what opponents are trying to do, and did a good job of that tonight.
Front left here.
Aside from the win, what are you most happy about?
The win, yeah. I don't know. I mean, aside from the win, the win. I mean, I see all the things that we can get better at. So, again, we won in a lot of categories tonight, but I know what we're capable of too.
James.
So at the beginning of the game, you need to take care of Medrano. Done this before, and effective player for them. Free tackle is still some production, but you've taken some great defensive players in the opposition.
Yeah, I just think ultimately our offensive staff does a great job of understanding what their strengths are and how do we not play to their strengths, right? We wanted to make some other guys tackle in this game, and for the most part they did a decent job tackling. And at some point we're going to break some of these runs open even more, and some of these passes open even more.
Far side on the left.
Can you speak to Evan Stewart's role in the offense? I think that it's basically its expansion next couple weeks.
Yeah, I think there was moments we took shots at Evan, and the ball might have been slightly off, or he was slightly in a different position. But we're going to continue to utilize Evan. He can be a dynamic playmaker for us.
In the back, Matt.
Talked about this offseason of getting more out of Jordan Burch. Just your overall thoughts of what you've seen through 4 games, and tonight in particular.
Yeah, I think he's playing like a big-time player. And again, I got to go to watch the film, but he's a hard person to block, right? And I think he's proven that.
Back row, Platt.
Coach, first win in conference, but did it feel like a Big Ten game since it was UCLA, or will it have more of a feel on Friday night?
I don't know. I don't really get too hung up on that sort of stuff. Want to know this week.
James.
Your perspective on the hit from the PA on Terrence? It seemed like after that some drawing between Dylan standing up for him and Ted's
Yeah, I'll have to watch it on film. It certainly looked like it had some of the traits of targeting in my mind. It looked like there was a launch, but I didn't get to see the hit on the copy afterwards.
Singer all right.
Going back to Dylan, obviously he's been really efficient this season. How much is that is him, and how much is it just the offense that you're running as well? How would you credit that so far this season?
Well, it's all him. He's the one making every play. None of these coaches get to go make any of those plays. So, Dylan's been extremely efficient all year. I think he's taken, what the opponent gives him. But he's got to continue to do that for us.
Right, next one.
Coach, offensive line held up pretty well tonight. What'd you make of the way they performed?
Yeah, I think any time that you can protect the quarterback and run the ball effectively, that's usually a good night.
Matt.
You highlighted that there's plenty of things for you guys to work on. What are those things that you're working on?
I probably won't announce it to you guys, so we don't announce it to our next opponent.
We're going 2 more, Max.
Coach, it feels like every week Devin Jackson has a big play in pass coverage. Can you speak to his progression and just how valuable he is to your defense?
Yeah, Devin's probably the most improved player in my time here at Oregon. He's just continued to get better and better every single week. Plays with a passion and energy. He works extremely hard in practice, and it's starting to really show up for him in games.
Back right, last question.
What makes you confident that this team will be able to perform next week with one less day of preparation and
well, they get the same thing, right? So, but we've had a plan. We've had a plan before the season started how we would handle this week. So that plan, it's about us going to execute that plan now.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
On the win.